Hi everyone. Today is Friday, December 10th, 2021. I'm Crystal Dawn Hill, and I'm here to share an update with you on the progress of my journey with my Divine Masculine. A few weeks back, I started feeling a very powerful connection with someone, without going into detail, with someone who I felt was helping to balance the energy between my Divine Masculine and me. And I got validation of that because, like, the next day, he had shared something about balancing. So I knew he was feeling inclined to focus on that aspect of progress. I also intuited that there would be someone in his realm, in his scope of his awareness, who would also help balance the energies from his end of the connection, who would have certain characteristics in common with the person that I was feeling drawn to. And I got validation of that today. So I'm really excited about this, and I just wanted to share a little bit about it. So when I found this out, at first I was just excited that he had found this person. It's a spiritual teacher, very well known, very knowledgeable, and I just was beyond excited that he had come across this teacher. That in itself was exciting. And then I had a realization. I realized that she is indeed the on the opposite polarity of the person I was drawn to. So when I realized that that was validating that intuition that I had, I was blown away. But then I realized something else. The night before last, I was watching a video about I forgot how they worded it, but it's a scientific approach to the concept of time. That's what I was trying to think of. So this video was like a lecture, and it was really long, and I didn't watch the entire presentation, but I watched enough of it to help me understand something about my dynamic with my Divine Masculine, and also how the dynamic of Divine Partners works in general. Of course, many of us who are on this journey, and especially those of us who have encountered our Divine Partner and understand the origins of our soul connection, why we're connected, and what it means, and so forth. Those of us especially understand that, in essence, we're two aspects of the same soul essence. So it's like we're quantum entangled, or we each respond to the other on an energetic level. So one of the first things, or the very last thing that I discovered just before meeting him, was that everything is happening simultaneously. And I believe that that had to be in my consciousness in order for me to draw him in, because otherwise my energy wouldn't have been able to tolerate the presence of his energy. There had to be space within my energy field for me to be able to integrate the idea that he even exists on this planet. So that was a lot to process after meeting him, but I I didn't realize right then exactly how significant the whole idea of time would play. Like I didn't realize the significance of the role that it would play in my progress. So when I realized, or after I watched that video the other night, I made an astounding discovery, and that has to do with how we perceive each other in regard to time. So, what I realized was, and I learned this from the teaching that the teacher gave in the presentation, that if two different components that are interacting with each other in reference to time, if one is moving too fast or the other one is moving too slowly, then they're never gonna intersect, for lack of a better expression. So when I went to bed that night, which was actually in the wee hours of the next morning, I did so with the intention of moving at a rate to adjust my rate in order to be able to intersect with my divine masculine. So when I realized that, it took me back to something he told me early in our connection. He had tried several ways to avoid being in the same reality as me, or having me in his reality, or however you want to look at it. So, when I thought about this the other night, and I remembered that, I realized he has some understanding of this as well. And what he's doing is using it for his own benefit, whereas I'm using it for the benefit of the collective. So, what's really interesting for me, and what kind of brings us full circle, is this particular video that he found of this teacher. She's explaining pretty much the difference between implementing our own will onto a situation versus allowing divine will, and how much more beneficial it is to allow divine will to intervene in our life circumstances. So going back to the time thing, the biggest, most incredible realization I had this morning is that when I set the intention of adjusting the rate that I'm moving in order for us to be able to come into the same vibrational frequency, that intention actually took hold. And the fact that he found this teacher that I've followed for so many years and looked up to such a degree, that's validation for me that we actually did move into the same frequency. And immediately I felt a literal overlap between his energy and mine. Like, she's the biggest common thread that I believe, in my opinion, that he and I've had since we met, as far as people in common. There's been other people as well. And there's one particular person who had a personal hand in helping me to meet him, to find him. And to my amazement, a few months ago, I found out that they're friends as well. And these two people, knowing that both of those people are common friends or common people between my energy field and his, it's most astounding. And one of the things that I knew intuitively, as soon as I met him, is that we would find people that we had in common. And that's because, and this could go into a whole video in itself, but that's because we're on the same path. So if you're on the same path, walking it with other people, then of course you're going to have those people in common. And so that even validates that as well. Yeah, so when I found out the line of work that he's in and how complementary his path is with mine and vice versa, that's how I knew that we would have people in common. And it's just so exciting. I can't even put it into words really, but I just wanted to share this with my small, intimate audience. And, hopefully that will give other people inspiration and hope and a clear understanding of what this whole dynamic is about. Because, so many people believe that it's all about the romantic aspects of it, and of course that plays a huge role, but it's not the end result, but it's one of the least significant aspects of this connection. The mystical aspects and the energetic aspects and the cosmic connections and the spiritual work and everything, that's all more significant than the romantic part of it. It's like if you're in a marital relationship or a domestic relationship with someone, the romantic part of your relationship is very important, but it's not the only part of your relationship. You each have jobs. You have to run the household. You have to spend time paying bills and caring for the lawn and shopping for groceries. And so 100% of the time is not spent in the bedroom or cuddling. There's other things that have to be attended to. And that's the same thing with a divine partnership. The love that the two people share is the foundation of everything else. But it's not the only thing that is meant to be focused on. There's so much more to it, and it's all exciting, and it's all beautiful, and it's challenging, and it's a lot of work involved and everything like that, but it's all worthwhile because whenever you lose sight of what it's all about, your attention gets taken back to the foundation of it all. And it's just really beautiful. And I know that it's I've said everything that I wanted to say, and that's why I'm beginning to ramble. So I'm gonna end this video for now, and if I think of anything else, I'll either share it in writing or do a second part to this video. But that's all I have to share for now. So thank you all for following along. I hope you have a wonderful day and weekend and holiday season, and I wish you all the very best along your journey as well. Take care.